by a weaker hand. And that's exactly why Roland DeWolf might call. Giving Brian the stag, giving him the smile.
Don't know about this one.
Look at this, the pot is 53,000, 22,000 to call. And Roland DeWolf really behind the 8 ball here. I think he's going to call this. Looked like that was what his decision had been. Then he changed his mind. I think he's going to convince himself that Townsend missed clubs. He's trying to buy the pot. That's how Roland DeWolf sees Brian Townsend right now. That's the problem with these weak aces. Never quite sure what you want. You hit the ace and you get in a lot of trouble. I think he's changed his mind at least 3 times in this pot on the river. Trying to decide whether to call the bet, whether not to. Halfway to calling, halfway to passing. $53,000 pot, $22,000 to call. Brian Townsend staring him down. And he calls. He calls there, the 9 is going to play. And Brian Townsend just going to take in that $75,000 pot. Roland DeWolf frustratingly throws the ace away. Well, it's with Patrick Antonius now.
2,000.
You see he's wearing Greg Raymond's trousers. 10,000 is too big. Called red flag.
Buttons in front of Eric Lindgren. Just round to the blinds with Phil Ivey.
Cool.
He's called the first position raid of Patrick Antonius with his king 8. If it was anyone else here, I'd be saying the guy's on tilt. He's so far behind, he's looking for any excuse to try and get out of it. But Phil Ivey's the best player in the world, and who am I to say whether he's on tilt or not? He's actually winning right now. Yeah, both players have missed. But I don't think he's going to like it once Patrick Antonius bets. In fact, he's already announced fold.
He just wanted to see a flop.
Just digging his cards out of his own chips. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. At the 263 hands, that name we don't see, Tony G, he is still on top, up almost $260,000. Patrick Antonius right behind him, $102,000. Chris Ferguson, Alan Cunningham, Eric Lindgren, all doing really well. The real story, Phil Ivey, one of the greatest poker players in the world, down over $300,000. Small blind, Howard Lederer, big blind, Alan Cunningham, and Eric Lindgren will be under the gun. He's first to act. He's got a lot of scalp there, doesn't he?
600 to go.
It's with Chris. Back to the flat calling with Phil Ivey, this time 5-4.
600. 3 more.
Really is uncharacteristic play from Phil. He's usually the most aggressive player at the table.
And the option?
Alright, no raise.
No raise. 4 players. Two, 3, 6.
Flops all spades there. And also a nice flop. This is a really interesting hand here. Ivey has flopped a straight with the 5 of spades. He has a straight flush draw. Roland DeWolf has flopped an actual flush.
2,000.
And he's got the 4 spades in his hand, so Ivey cannot catch it.
In the path. 3 players.
And how much money is Ivey going to lose on this one? Alan Cunningham can always catch another spade. That 3 might slow people down a touch.
Okay.
Pot is $9,200.
6,000.
6,000 from Phil Ivey. Pot is now 15,200. 6,000 to call. Roland DeWolf way ahead here. Phil Ivy's actually drawing dead at the moment. The only danger to Roland DeWolf is Alan Cunningham, and he's just released.
And pass.
And the pot is now 21,200. And the real question is, how much is Ivy going to bet, or is he going to check, and how much money is DeWolf going to bet?
6. 3. 6.
And here's the river.
Half star. Jack.
River's a jack of diamonds. That changes nothing. Pot is $21,000. And Phil Ivy's nightmare continues.
18,000.
Cool.
That's great.
Not a flush.
Sorry.
And Roland DeWolf was going to take this one down. He says, cool, straight away. And like you say, Phil Ivy's nightmare continues.
Well, it's probably fair to say that Phil Ivy has not had the rub of the green in the sessions we've just seen. When you look back at them, are you philosophical or bitterly disappointed with how it's gone?
Neither. It's just poker. I mean, it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, I lost a couple hands. I made some mistakes, but you expect to make some mistakes in a poker session. And, you know, there's still some time left. I'm not going to really worry about it too much, and I'm just going to try to